Really appreciate the opportunity to be here. My name is Coby Socher. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I want to talk to you for a second. I net $1.6 million in my investment business last year. Yes, I'm a residential realtor. Yes, I have a residential team. We did well there as well. But I want you to now dream for me and dream with me for the next 15 minutes and take all these limiting beliefs that we might have and just throw them over there. And I want you to be able to take the time to think about what something could be should we choose to do the exact same thing we're doing, which is selling houses as realtors and running our businesses, but taking that thing and becoming the buyer, becoming your own very best client. And so in 2011, I was selling houses as an 18-year-old, and I was following my mom, learning what to do in the business. And up until 2020, essentially when COVID hit, my wife gets pregnant. I try to figure out how can I get out of this lifestyle. I think I'd sold 78 homes myself that year. Our team had sold a bunch of houses. And I'm like, how do I get out of this just rat race lifestyle that's only based off of, a dollar coming in when I sell something? And I went to all these places. Maybe I need to go into a different business. Maybe I need to have a new plan. Maybe it's crypto. Maybe it's something else. And I sat down and I thought for a second, what is the number one thing I know? And it's a little embarrassing, but it's mediocre homes in greater Cleveland. And what I realized was, if I took the number one thing I knew, which is mediocre homes in greater Cleveland, and I turned that into my superpower, and I became the buyer, not only could I support my residential real estate team, but I could also build generational wealth. And if you told me 5 years ago I'd be standing on stage confidently stating that I'd be able to show you P&L, that just my investment business alone, just the flip side of my business, not the wholesale side, not the owner finance side, not the rental side, not the realtor side, but the flip business alone netted $1.6 million in net money, I'd be telling you it's not true, it's a lie, and it can't be done in my market, which is what most people would probably say. And I'm here to tell you it is true, and I want to tell you the 6 ways you can go do it, and we're going to get through this really fast, and we're going to have a lot of fun. You guys ready for it? All right. Step number 1. What do you want to be worth in 30 years? Build a 30-year net worth plan. I sat down and I built a plan for $50 million in 30 years, and I realized that was pretty pathetic. Why is it pathetic? Because if you were to buy 2 houses worth $250,000 at a 6% interest rate over the next, with a 30-year loan, in 30 years, you'd be worth about 50 mil. So I go, that's not very cool. 2 homes a year? I could do more than that, right? But think about that for a second. So now it's your first aha. Wait a second, if I bought 2 homes, mediocre homes in my city, maybe you go, well, my city doesn't have $250,000 homes. I bet you within 2 hours you do. 2 homes, 50 million. So I built a 350 million net worth plan. I'm currently living 1.3 years ahead of that plan because I track against it. So, what do you want to be worth in 30 years? Then you got to figure out, what are you worth today? Do you have a balance sheet? Do you have a tracker? Do you have a net worth tracker? Are you trying to figure out what you're worth today, and do you do it every single month? For me, it's a ritual. It's the 4th of the month. I'm doing my net worth. And sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. But no matter what, I'm figuring out where I'm going. Then, once you figure out where you want to go, and then you figure out what you're worth today, now we got to figure out the hard part. What is it going to take to get there? Okay? So step number 1, figure out what you want to be worth in 30 years from now. I don't care how old you are. This is something that's important. Makes you think just differently. Always learn and bold. Change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. And $350 million was not even in my world. And now it's the only thing that I want to work. Number 2, choose your investment buy box. So for me, I had to figure out, what is the thing that I know really, really, really well? Well, I'm a young dude, sold a lot of houses. Our team has sold a lot of houses, right? We've sold over 1,500 homes since 2011 when I started. And what I know really well is like single family home, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 1 to 3 bathrooms, has a basement, built 1950s and further, right? And less than half an acre. I don't want a ton of land. I didn't want to be in a busy street. So I had to hone in on what is the thing that I wanted to buy? Well, once you figure out exactly what you want to buy, now you can go market to that thing. And then I had to come up with a bunch of marketing strategies, right? So if that was the thing I wanted to buy, I went to my residential real estate team and I said, hey, I'm looking for this and I'm your buyer. I went to every realtor I know. I'm looking for this and I'm your buyer. Before that, though, there's that limiting belief of, what if we don't have the money? Nod your head if that's a limiting belief that, how do we get all the money to buy all this stuff, right? And that was my biggest limiting belief, and that held me back for so many years from the success that I could have had because I believed that I wasn't worthy of it. And we heard today a lot about being worthy, but I think you have to look in the mirror and figure out, are you worthy of a $350 million net worth plan? What are you worthy of? And how do you go get it? And so based off of that, I realized I am worthy of it, and I can do it with the thing I know best. So I created my buy box. Once I knew what my buy box was, it wasn't I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this, right? I'm not a crypto guy and a syndicate guy and a marketing guy and an affiliate guy I'm a residential realtor. I know how to sell residential houses. I'm classically trained, right, as a realtor. And so why not make it that that's the only thing that I go and do is just buy the stuff that I know best. I've been in all the inspections. I know all the plumbers and electricians. Why not go do it? So what is your buy box? That would be your next thing is figure out what could you buy based off what you know best. Doesn't have to be what Coby knows best. It could be what you know best. Number 3, fund the deal. Goes back to that limiting belief of how do we fund the deal? Maybe it's a HELOC. Maybe it's a line of credit. Maybe it's a conventional loan. Maybe it's a hard money loan. Maybe it's begging and borrowing from family. But if you know it best, aren't you pretty confident that it's going to do okay? Because can't we risk mitigate the deal by underwriting it well? So number 3, fund the deal. We got to figure out how to actually go get the money to go do the thing. But let me just tell you right now, if you have the deal, the money's going to come, right? If you have an amazing deal that you can prove is worth a lot more than what you can buy it for, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to find the money. You can give me a call. I'll have that conversation with you. I'll give you 14 ways to go get it. So we get that limiting belief out the window, and we figure out how to fund the deal. Everybody here is capable of that. If we're capable of living paycheck to paycheck, we're capable of also finding the money to do the deal. Cool? That's number 3. So again, number 1 is have a 30-year net worth plan. Number 2 is what is your investment buy box. Number 3, we got to fund the deal. Number 4, we got to run the numbers. Here's the coolest part about doing what you know best. If you asked me to go figure out how to go analyze a storage space, I'm not your dude. But what do we do for sellers every single day? We create a CMA. And we go, hey, well, if you painted this room and did this thing, I'm pretty sure you could get X amount of dollars for your home on the market. By pretty sure, there's 15 comps that are also 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, under half an acre of land, not on a busy street, has a basement, under 1950s, or I'm sorry, above 1950 house with the year built, right? So we know exactly what the ARVM is, which is after renovated, repair, value on market. So what is the value on the market? What could it actually sell for in less than 30 days in your market? So we can figure out exactly what something is worth. Now we have to figure out how much it's going to cost to fix it up to make it worth that, right? So let's say it's 50 grand to fix something up. Okay, how do we figure that out if we don't know that thing? We learn it just like we learned everything else. We call contractors, we get people in there, and we do some due diligence and figure out what it's going to cost to fix the thing. Make sense? Choose to know the numbers. Run your math. It's going to risk mitigate every single one of the deals. It's how you don't have to worry if you're going to be able to pay your bills is by underwriting the deal. And we do that for our sellers every single day, so why not do it for yourself? Okay? That's your number 4, run your numbers. Number 5, actually how do I say this? Number 5 is, once you've run your numbers, we're going to run what we call a deal hierarchy. So the reason why I hesitate is because I think it makes sense to jump in for a second and explain that I'm not just a one-trick pony, and neither should you be. See, I run what I call a deal hierarchy. Can you raise your hand if you've heard the term deal hierarchy? Okay, so 5 people, cool. So I've just got to explain this real quick. So a deal hierarchy is like this. I take the single asset class, which is the single family home with the exact buy box that I told everybody here. Based off of that, I've got to fit it into a box. The box has to mean that I make some sort of profit. So how does that work? Well, if you're a realtor, your deal hierarchy right now is somebody calls you with a house that they want to sell and your option is to list it on the market, or maybe you could secondarily sell it to an investor that you know off market. Cool? That's your deal hierarchy. For me, my deal hierarchy works like this. I take the house and I go, can I do a full flip and make 50 grand? That's my net profit on an average flip. Can I do a soft flip where I just put it right back in the market and make $32,500? Can I do a wholesale where I want to make $15,000? Can I rent it where I want $650 in net profit per month? Could I do a long-term owner finance deal where I want $750 a month in net cash flow, or could I list it on the market? See, I'm the buyer. Here's the coolest thing. When I market for those properties and it turns out that they don't make sense within my buy box, guess what happens? My residential real estate team gets to list the home. So I am the #1 ISA, the #1 lead generator for my own business, because we should be feeding ourselves first. It's a concept when you're on the airplane, they go, hey, put your mask on first before helping the other person, right? We got bills to pay. We got a big life to live. I want everybody to do epic things, right? Take the thing you know best, which I assume for most people here is a house, and be the buyer, but feed all the other parts of your business, right? It also helps risk mitigate against market. See, if you're a flipper and the market goes a little weird, right? What happens? Now you're out of business. If you own a bunch of rentals and interest rates go high, now you're in a weird spot. But if you have a deal hierarchy where you can take multiple different things, you have the same asset class and you can have multiple different options where each one pays you out in a different way. See, that risk mitigates against all these options and can help you live a really, really big life. So the last thing, after we've talked about building, your 30-year wealth plan, and we've talked about choosing an investment buy box, and then we go from the investment buy box to running the numbers, and then we go into our deal hierarchy of what makes most sense. And by the way, the cash offer business I run, Speedy Offer, see, I used to get a slimy, weird feeling about that, right? But it's not that whatsoever. I'm helping people. I'm going, hey, what makes most sense for you? Could I offer you to put this on the market? You can net more money, and here's what it looks like. Or here's a cash offer. It's clicking the easy button. It's a quick close. And what makes most sense for you, Mr. or Mrs. Seller? And they get to choose. I'm giving somebody an option. By giving them that option, it allows me not to do what I did before, where a mediocre house pops in that doesn't make that much money as a deal. They don't really want to put it on the market. They're not ready yet. There's a dilapidated situation, a bad tenant, a city issue, whatever the thing is. And I was just like, all right, this is not for me. Move on next. Now I have an option of what to do with that home, and that option helps me build my net worth and live out my perfect life. And so you've got to figure out how to go run your hierarchy. And I think every single person here is a realtor, but should be two-dimensional, not single, whatever you would call it. And what I mean by that is I want you to have an option of how to build your life the best way possible. And I think one of those things is you need to be the buyer. You can find the money, you can find the deal, and you're worthy of that. And to me, that's what I would just push out there. If you walk away from this right now, go out there and figure out how to build an epic life in 30 years from now while living an epic life right now. And along the way, do it with what you know best. And I think every single person here knows best is a house in their neighborhood. And I think everybody here is capable of buying one and building a really awesome life. My name's Coby Socher. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. You can slide into my DMs on Instagram. And let's have a great day and a great rest of the convention. Thank you.